Hi, it's Steph. Thanks for clicking. This is my fourth update to Basgiath, Panner's Quadrant. I created this project and it started on July 21st, which was exactly 6 months before the release date of Onyx Storm. That is the third book in the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros. If you have not yet read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, there are spoilers in some of the prompts, so you may not want to watch any further than here if you don't want it to be ruined for you. I created 13 sets of prompts for this project. They're mostly riders and dragons. Every month I'm rolling in 2 sets regardless of if there are any rollouts. The rollouts have a bit of a nuance to them. As we're all aware, a dragon without a rider is a tragedy. A rider without a dragon is dead. So if I meet my goal on the dragon but not the rider, then the rider has to roll out as a fail because they have died. So we'll see if that happens for me this month. We're going to start with who's been in here the longest, and that would be Feirge. Feirge's name means to anger in Gaelic, so that's something that frustrates you. Her rider is Rhiannon Matthias, but I already met my goal on Rhiannon, so she's already rolled out. And for Feirge, I brought in this Aesthetica liquid eyeliner in the shade Black. I find this frustrating because it takes a bit of finessing to get it to work. It can be a bit messy. I prefer the eyeliners that are in the pen style instead of this version. I think the felt tip's a bit difficult to use. There it is. But I have now used it the 10 times. So I got 4 uses in the last month, and this can now roll out. I wouldn't buy another one like this. I would just use the marker type instead. Next, we do have a human and dragon pair, starting with Captain Mira Sorrengail. For the human characters, the prompts are mostly decided by their signets, and their signets are meant to be a reflection of their personality. So Mira is a protector, and she is a shield wielder. So that is something that protects you, and I picked this pocket bag from Bath & Body Works in the scent You're the One. This is a Valentine's Day scent, but it smells really nice, and I don't mind using it now. And there's where I'm at now. I didn't make as much progress this time, but I have made some, and so I'm still working on this to finish for Mira. Mira rides a dragon named Chenna, and Chenna's name means flame, so that's a warm tone product. I went into my Ace Beauté Serenity palette, and this shade right here is called Meditate. It's a matte orange, so it is warm tone. I had no uses on it at the last update, but now I'm up to 4, so I have 6 left to meet my goal of 10. I really like the mattes in this palette. They are very soft and blendable, and I like them a whole lot. And I actually like this color more than I thought I would when I initially saw it. I usually gravitate towards cool tones, but I find that the oranges actually look decent on me in my opinion, so I'll have no problem using that another 6 times. Next we have rider Rydok Gamblin, and he is an ice wielder, so for him it's something cool toned. I went into my Lilo & Stitch Disney Ohana palette, and right here is the shade Experiment 626. It's a blue and it's cool toned for Rydok. It looks pretty intimidating in the palette. It looks like a really bright blue, but it's actually just a very light blue that works well to blend out other blues or cool tones in general, so it's not that difficult to use. I had 3 uses at the last update, and I am now up to 4, so I have 6 to go on that one too. So Rydok is also staying in the project. Rydok mounts a brown dragon named Outrom, and Outrom means light, so it's something in flimsy packaging. And my Disney Lilo & Stitch Ohana palette is pretty flimsy. It's made of cardboard. I've had it for a while. It is coming apart. So I went ahead and used another shade from here, and that would be the shade Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride. It's that really big pan of shimmer right there, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. There you go. I have a little itty bitty baby pan in there. So I also have a 10 use goal on this one too. I had 3 uses at the last update, and I am now up to 5. So I got 2 more uses and a bonus pan, but it's still in here for another 5 uses. Then we have General Augustine Melgren. He's acted as a foil in this series so far. I have a feeling we're going to see more of him, and he's going to end up being a very complicated character. But his signet is Battle Foresight. He knows how a battle ends a few days before it ever starts. So that is anything you want to finish. And I picked a Philosophy shower gel in the scent Amazing Grace, and I think I threw that away after I filmed my low buy, but I did finish it. It was a little sample bottle, and I really liked the scent. I don't think I'd repurchase it. I found the quality to be comparable to Bath & Body Works, and I did use that as a shampoo once too and liked it that way. But I think if I got it as a gift, I'd be really happy to get it, but I don't think I'd seek it out to buy for myself. Melgren rides a dragon named Codagh. Codagh is the only other black Morningstar tail other than Teine. So that's interesting, and I'm curious to see what the dynamic is between those two. But Coga's name means war, so that is something from a previous project that you failed to finish, and I picked this first Double Cream. This is basically an intense moisturizer. It's meant to prevent ingrown hairs. And it says you can use it on either your face or body. I've tried using it on my face, but I think it breaks me out, so I can't use it that way. It does have kind of a masculine scent, and I haven't yet figured out how to put this in my routine, but my goal is still to finish it. I did use it a little bit, but I can't make another mark on here, but I need to figure out how to work this out so I can meet my goal on Codagh. Next is Lieutenant Colonel Brennan Aisereigh. He is no longer using the name Sorrengail, but he is the oldest Sorrengail sibling, and he's a mender. He can fix things, including people, so that's something that you've had to repair. This is a lip crayon. I don't know what brand this is, but I did have to tape the cap together because it was cracking apart. I had a goal of using this red lip crayon 10 times, and right now I'm using it for the 9th time, so I just have one more use left. As far as reds go, this is really wearable because it's a very sheer formula, so it's not as dramatic as most reds, and I just have one more use on it. Brennan rides a dragon named Maru, and that name means death, so it is something that is discontinued. This is a Jouer powder eyeshadow in the shade Chocolat. Jouer no longer makes these, and there it is. I've already had massive pan in it, and my goal is to use it 10 times. I'm now up to 5. I am wearing it today. It's in my crease right now, so I have 5 more uses to go before I can roll out Maru. It is a nice kind of utility shade. It kind of has a little bit of a satin finish to it, but I kind of like that. But 5 more uses on this product. Then we have Lieutenant Xaden Riorson, and he has 2 signets because he is bonded to a dragon that had previously been bonded to his grandfather. So evidently when you bond to a dragon that has been bonded previously in your family line, you can either go crazy or you get 2 signets. And Xaden ended up with 2 signets, fortunately for him. Everyone is aware that he is a shadow wielder, and that's due to his secretive nature, as Violet noticed. But his second signet remains a secret because he's an intrinsic, which is actually illegal in this world because it's kind of a version of mind reading. And in Xaden's case, he can detect people's motivations, and so that helps him know who to trust and when because he knows what it is that they really want. Drawing from Xaden's shadow-wielding abilities, I picked a contour product. This is my Illamasqua Gel Sculpt in the shade Outline. I've been able to use this 10 times. I have not yet used it at all. I've been using a cream bronzer, and I don't think it really makes sense to use both products at once, but I'm almost done with that product, so this I'm sure will have use by the next update for Xaden. Xaden rides Sgaeyl. She is a blue dragon, and her name means shadow, which complements Xaden's signet very well. So for her, I picked an eyeshadow. We're again in my Lilo and Stitch Ohana palette, and since Sgaeyl is a dark blue, I picked Blue Hawaii, which is this dark blue matte right here. I have a goal to use it 10 times, and in the last month I've used it once, so that's something, but I do need to pick up the pace on it. The next pair starts with rider Sloane Mary. She is a siphon. She has the ability to transfer magical power from one person to another. That was also Taryn's previous rider's signet, and there's actually a fan theory about him that I think is credible, but I'm not going to talk about that here. Before Sloane's power, I picked something that was gifted to me. That is this Jean-Michel quad in Accents de Terre 2. It looks like this. It's all matte, and so I had a goal to use this quad 10 times, whether it's one shade or all 4. So far I've used it 3 times, so I still have 7 uses to go for Sloane. Sloane rides a dragon named Thort, and that name means either to give or take from, so it is a gift with purchase. This is the Grande Lash MD Lash Enhancing Serum. I'm using this about every other night. It does work, but it's not the kind of product that I would buy. I got it as a gift with purchase. I'll use it, but I'm not interested in buying it. So that was a total of 2 rollouts. Feirge is rolling out with the eyeliner, and then General Melgren with the Philosophy Shower Gel is rolling out as well. So those are 2 goals met, and there will be 4 total prompts rolling in. The first character rolling in is writer Sawyer Henrick. His signet is Metallurgy. He can manipulate metals, which has proven useful in the past. He has a bit of a recent health problem following the final battle, and I'm really curious to see what his future will be. But he is represented by something metallic, and I picked this Cover FX Shimmer Veil in the shade Halo. It is silvery, and I have a goal to use this 10 times. I really like this as a topper. I also like it as a topper over a black liner. It kind of makes the liner purpley and glittery, and I think it's a really neat effect. But anyway I use it, I want to use it 10 times. Sawyer rides Slisig, and that name means slice, and so it's a shade from a palette. We're going to go back in my Lilo and Stitch Ohana palette. This is the shade Kauai. It's like a minty shimmer, and I'm going to be using that 10 times, and we'll see how long that takes me. This might be a mistake. I have a lot of eyeshadows in this project, but I'm bringing in 1 more. The last pair that's coming in is not a rider and a dragon. It's a flyer and a griffin. Flyer Catriona Cordella is the first one, and Flyers don't really have signets, but they do have something similar. Her special ability is emotion manipulation, so that is something that you feel strongly about, and I feel strongly about this Essie Expressie Quick Dry Nail Polish. I really like it. I really like this formula. It does dry quickly. I'm happy with the staying power. I like this a whole lot, and this happens to be the shade Now or Never. It's black, and my goal is going to be to use this 5 times for Catriona. Catriona's griffin is named Cuir, and so for the dragons I was deriving the prompt from their name meaning. And that's a bit more difficult with the griffins because their names are not Gaelic, which we know all of the dragons are. My friends and I probably spent too much time trying to figure this out, but we think that the griffin names are also derived from some other language. We only know 3 griffins' names so far, and all of them end with lair. So if you discount the word lair, we were trying to look for a language in common with the first half of all 3 of those names. And we found that 2 of those 3 names would make sense in Arabic as far as we can tell, but none of us actually speak Arabic. And the reason we think that one might be correct is because Cuir, we don't know what lair would mean, but Kira means princess, which would suit Cath's personality very well. So we're going to follow that assumption, and Cuir is going to be represented by something suited for royalty. Back in the day, royalty and nobles could be identified by their long nails. Having long nails was a status symbol because it meant that you were above working with your hands. You had minions to do that for you. So I'm bringing in these nail stickers. You can't use your hands very well when you're wearing these because they don't stay on all that well. So I don't know the brand name on them. There's Korean writing on the back, but these are Christmas nail stickers. There's Santa and candy canes, and my goal is going to be to finish off this sheet for Cuir. It's also worth noting that the bonds between flyers and griffins are different from riders and dragons. For a flyer and griffin, if the griffin dies, then the flyer survives. But if the flyer dies, the griffin dies. So it's opposite of the dragon and rider bond. So in order for me to meet both goals, I would have to meet my goal on Cuir before I meet my goal on Cath. So that one would be backwards. So there's my update. I had 2 rollouts and 4 products rolling in. There will be only 1 more set of prompts that will be rolling in next time, no matter how many goals I meet. And I'm sure you can probably guess who is conspicuously missing, but she and her dragons will be coming in next time. And I will see you then. Bye.